I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Forensic Gameology, hosted by ForensicGameology.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less. Spirit Island, a cooperative game in which you are not colonizing an island. Instead, you are trying to drive the colonizers off of the island. They're real-world colonizers, like the European countries that can come onto this island, and you're pushing them away and destroying their cities and towns and explorers with the native indigenous people. There's some natural blight in the land, but if you get too much blight, you can lose. Your spirit has presence. You play as the spirit, not as the island or the indigenous people, but as a spirit helping the island. And you've got presence out, and if you lose all your presence, you could also lose. You got to do it within a certain amount of time, but you win. The win condition varies from scenario to scenario, but also just during the game as you cast more fear into the hearts of these invaders, you can get a better win condition, an easier win condition. And so very involved game in which you will be moving around the island and things will pop up all over the place as you work with each other. And let's just go straight to simplicity versus complexity.
This game is very complex. Tom didn't even touch on any of it. After his brief summary, he has mentioned absolutely no rules, right? And so it is a really intense game that we're not going to get into. There's a lot going on. Luckily, you've got these cards that there's two of them in the front and back. There's a lot on these cards, but they kind of tell you how it goes. They say spirit phase, and then you jump over to the other card, and it says turn order, right? So everything happens. So you do your spirit phase, which is where you get things, and you decide what to play. And then you do fast actions. Then they do all of theirs, which is they have a whole list. And then you do your slow actions. And that's it. And so it is complicated, but they give you these cards, which I have found to be helpful in my first couple plays, knowing, okay, now this goes, now this. Complex. And it's really hard to know what you're doing in the beginning before you've ever played, because they're going to build and ravage, but you don't even know what that means yet. And so you're trying to prepare for something that you don't necessarily know how to prepare for. So that's one of the weird things about it, but...
Yeah, there's an entire board for the invaders. It deals with fear and blight and ravaging. And then just really, this is an asymmetrical game. Everyone has different powers. It's so involved. It's so complex. And the easiest way to play is just the normal game. And then there are scenarios and opponents or like higher, more difficult opponents to face on top of that. You can ramp the difficulty up. I don't think you can ramp it down, but you can ramp it up. There's a starting scenario where it tells you which cards to draw, so there's a way to get like a nice tutorial. But for just there's no two bones about it. This is a very complex game. Luck versus strategy.
This has a lot of both. So what cards come out is very lucky. We've had it where we've had like 3 sands in a row. You've got to be kidding me. But we've also been able to deal with it because of the strategy. So if you play to your character, I guess it's going to be the best strategy that I would say. And the simpler the character doesn't mean it's the worst. It means it's just simpler, right? So the more complex characters do different things, but not necessarily better. So there's a lot of both. Do you go for fear? Do you just go for attacking? What you choose what you get to work on. And I would say if you don't have a balanced team, that might not be very good for you. But even then, you still might win. If you're just complete offense, yeah, you might not have defense, but you might just kill them all. I don't know.
A lot of times in this fear deck, fear's good. You're the one putting fear into the invaders, and you'll flip it over, and it'll say, "Do this really awesome thing," where you aren't. Oh, I can't do it. So that was unlucky. Other times it'll say, "Do something super awesome in all these coastal regions," and a coastal region card just came up. And you're like, "Yes,
yeah, the
we
invaders
needed
just
that.
Invaded those.
We had to have that, and it happened." And so luck is just totally in this game. It's random. You don't know if something good's going to happen. You do know something bad will happen here, but you don't know where. But there is a lot of strategy, and you can spend a lot of time going over that, trying to figure out each optimal move. You have all these cards. You're going to get new powers as you progress, and they're going to get huge, and they're going to help you. And that brings me right into fun versus boring. This game's very fun because you start with some good stuff, but they start with a board full of invaders. And as they get bigger and bigger, so do you. And you always kind of feel evenly matched for a while. Maybe you feel a little undermatched, like you need to catch up. And then eventually by the end of the game, you do. because you just keep building and you keep ramping, and I really enjoy that. I love the asymmetrical powers. I think it's a fun game, and I like picking, and I've played, I think if not all of these, I've played against all of these, and I've tried to make a diverse, like I don't know if I've played the same one twice yet. I've tried to play them all. And like Ocean's Hungry Grasp will use the tide, and the lightning is super quick, and so it tries to play to a certain theme on top of just that ramping up, just constantly getting better and better. Your cards get huge to the point where we had a big problem. My friend Mark looked at me and he says, "That card that you're holding there better be a tsunami." And I flipped over, I was like, "Tsunami!" Because it was a tsunami, and it washed away people on the coastline. So you just keep getting bigger and bigger, and I think that's a great aspect to this game.
I love this game. It quickly shot up to the top of my top favorite games. It's a co-op. It's involved. I love trying to figure out what the optimal move is. Okay, so I'm going to have to not worry about this land because I could take care of this. Can you take care of this? Because I got nothing. So it's just going to happen. If you can't take care of it, I can't do it. I love that part of this game. And I really enjoy it. It is very involved and it's very intimidating in that sense. But push through. Hopefully you have someone to teach you. You're not teaching yourselves like we did. And so, but just push through and play, and it is so much fun. And yeah, for everything Tom said, and then also I just really like co-ops. And so this one definitely is really good. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Board Game Geek rating, easy 10 out of 10. Always want to play, still want to play.
Yeah. Spirit Island, we've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.